in a star system, and I can see nearby stars. I'm only at the beginning of this.
So this is a higher level than the star system, right?
It is
This is
kind of,
out.
it's the region. It's a kind of a region in the galaxy, and I'm at this star system here in the middle. And I'm going to fly. I can only fly to the ones that are visible nearby, so I'm going to fly to this guy over here. And this star system is locked, so it's not revealing anything nearby, and that's because there's a rift inhibitor here, and that's on this world. So I can come here, play this mission, destroy the rift inhibitor, then we'll get to explore more of space. So here we go. Here's our mission. And
You gave yourself lots of freebies there.
yeah, there's lots of good and bad stuff on here. Our objective is this rift inhibitor right here in the middle. That's all I have to take out. This other stuff's optional. So I'm just going to go straight for this rift inhibitor, and I'm not gonna mess around. So let's just go.
Did you want to talk about all the fancy stuff like those? It's not a field, but on the left and the right of your screen, the moving image thing.
The the stuff
So,
here. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I'll get to that. Let me just get some stuff rebuilding here. There's some sand type over here that has an embedded field, and it's pushing in the direction that it's flowing. So you can see it's pushing to the right and up. So it's causing the creeper that's being emitted from this breeder down here to hug this terrain and boil out on the top. And this is going to be a very immediate and serious problem. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to attempt to, instead of holding it off, go underground. Or try to.
Do you have something to stop, is it spores or whatever, phantoms that come through the terrain?
Yeah, those guys. They will be here in a minute or two, so let's build that ship. And I'm collecting this green R, or this, yeah, that's from Creep World 4. I'm collecting the Kirkium. In order,
Crux.
there's a couple new things going on here. There's this Kirkium, which is giving me energy, and then there's this, I'm engaging the Creeper, so that's also giving me this Crux, which is used for these upgrades, which are happening. And I'm going to turn off auto upgrades for everything except the fire rate, because I really need that really soon. And I'm trying to carve out a place I can retreat to underground here. And I'm also going to plug that up with some shield. You know what I'll do while I'm at it?
Run away.
I'm just going to let all this is water. There were some water deposits in here, and I need to move. Need to move now. See if we can, oh no, you move. See if we can go underground and keep it held off.
Clever. So that light blue, that's water?
It is. This is water, yeah, and we don't need to lose him. Move. Everybody move. All right, there's a little
look at that. It turns into rock when it hits that lava, I guess, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of... Oh, I got lucky. There's a little bit... Okay, so this shield's going to decay a little bit. If I can position these units... I just need to excavate this. So this water flows out, it hits this lava, and it cools the lava so that it's turning into this stone. Lava is dangerous to my ships. I can't, if it touches them, it harms the ships, which is not good.
You may want to keep a concerted firing effort to the top there. If that shield collapses, you're toast.
It does. Let's see if I can make more room for myself.
It looks like you might want to have a unit that can extract specific things. Like, yeah, you have to excavate all that terrain to get the water out. It might be interesting to have an extracting ship. You know, like that lorry that picks up?
That picks stuff up, exactly, yeah. That maybe something that can just pull it from the terrain. And that's a good idea, yeah. So I'm going to I'll come back here. Now, shields are kind of really overpowered right now, I think. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. The sort of the flow of this game is not to necessarily just lose repeatedly. Doing this kind of strategy allows me to sort of establish a defensive area. I can shoot, and if I leave enough stuff nearby, I can repair that shield even before the creeper pushes down in there. I have to worry about other threats that can get in here, but I'm in a defensible position right now, and I'm not sure that's necessarily a bad thing. I still have to go do something, otherwise I'm just stuck right here. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to dig here. This will allow me to pick up this ore and produce
Anti-creeper.
Anti-creeper, exactly, yeah. I'm hurting on energy production.
You might want to build a couple of energy things where you are.
I do. I could do that now. So energy works now by... Here come these guys, the Phantoms. All right, we're safe. The ship itself intrinsically produces energy, and that ramps up over time, but only to a small maximum value. So that's why my energy production is going up. And it's going to top out at 3, I think is where it is.
But you're incredibly low on energy. You really want to build something.
Yeah, and I'm not even doing anything. I'm just a few things shooting right now. So if you have them, you can build these reactors. They will produce energy, and they ramp up over time. So I'll build one here to start with. I have a stockpile of that Kirkium, that green stuff. So anyway, let's see. So if I want to get somewhere, if I'm not careful, I'll let this lava flow and do bad things, and I don't want it to get places I don't want. This stuff here is combustible, so if I let lava touch it, it will burn through all of this, which will open these chambers, this chamber down here to creeper and to bots. Not good. So I gotta be careful. But I think I can dig here. Now, part of the problem is this stuff is sand, so it flows. So I have to be kind of careful. Oh, another thing I could do, I think, is I could sort of build the anti-chamber for the
lava
to flow into, so I can at least lower its level.
So the only way you can extinguish that lava is with water.
That's the only way in this map, exactly, yeah.
And you don't have a lot of water left over.
So if I move, if we could sneak guys in here, let's see how good their particles are at avoiding bad things. If I'm not careful, though, I will attract the attention of
Phantoms.
Yeah. So this will allow us to lower the level of the lava so that I don't actually get some sort of overflow. As I excavate here, this pile of sand may go down, and then the lava could flow over it and touch that, and then I got a big problem. All right, so this is holding on, and I'm in an ocean of now. If something were to try to push me out of here, it won't in this mission. But if it were, then I'd be in big trouble. Okay, so we got our levels lowering here. Let's let that lava drain out. Let's move this here, because I do not want Phantom to get in there. Let this guy drain down. Yeah, all right, we got the levels lowering down now, so... now we can dig down through here. Now, the reason I'm going about this mission this way is because this is my objective. Take this guy out. Other ways to play this mission might have been, let's try to take out these producers, hold the position at the top, and then take out these production areas. Then you can come in from the side or the top or any number of ways and assault this chamber and then take that guy. Kind of a whole mission approach. So let's move back.
So, so you have all that anti-creep. Are you going to use it for something, or?
Yeah, let's It's a good idea, right? I should be building those. I should actually be building more ships. Defensible position. I just heard the oh, great. Yeah. Oh, he managed to get him. He managed to get. Oh, this one hit.
That was interesting. Did one of those phantoms target your the pickup objective on the left there?
It did. Yeah, it targeted that. Oh.
Wow.
Just realizing in this mission, I gave myself more ships than I had really intended to. There's 2 of these big ships. I really only intended there to be 1. That's fine. Pretty big ship. So I'm going to go ahead and dig down, right? This stuff you can't dig. So if you look here, it's metal. And that's a problem. In fact, let's get the lorry here.
You might want to tell people where to look to see that it's metal.
Yeah, it's this lower right area next to the build panel down here at the bottom. Whatever I point at, it shows me what I'm pointing at. And metal, you can't dig through it. You just can't. I could try digging around it, but this is rock, and I can't dig through that. So I either have a lot of detouring to do, or I need to get through this metal. Well, there is a way to get through the metal. And it's with this stuff up here in the top left. This acid will do it.
Oh, acid.
If I can get it there.
I can see it moves. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a liquid then, right?
It is. It will flow down. So there's some water here. So let's get that out of the way. I don't need any water in the way.
Those things, those lorries are new since you did your last video. You might want to talk about them.
They are? Okay. Yeah, they are, they're trucks or lorries. They can pick up sand and other things of different types. So I just moved him near that water and told him to collect it. He has it. I can come here and now drop it. And he drops the water in there. This interface is going to get, I know some people that have seen it have talked about, oh, the interface needs to be better. It will be. This is just how it is right now. But right now it can pick up, it can even pick up acid and sand and other types. Pick them up and then drop them off. So it's just used for moving things. So let's see. That's fully dug out. If I could get the acid over here, it would go down. So let's see if I can do that. See if I can carefully excavate.
Well, why don't you dig it from the top so it doesn't fall into the lava? Oh.
If I dig a tunnel like that.
Oh, okay. That's also a good way.
It needs to be downhill the whole way. I don't want to
create. I thought you were going to go pick it up with the lorry.
I could. I think this is actually, this might work.
Very clever.
Yeah, there's some
sand there.
There's sand there, so let's dig that out. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You can see it.
Corrosion
coming off of it. It's going to corrode through it. Oh,
will it stop after it corroded the iron?
Wait a minute. There's a problem. Okay, no, there's a little bit. I was kind when I did this mission. There's a little bit of land underneath the metal. I should have made it so that the metal went directly against the creeper. That way, when you started this process, it would everything would come flying out of there. Because I'm not really prepared. Gosh, those things managed to get through.
Can you move through that acid?
You can. I have not set the acid to be corrosive to units. I think I will, but right now I can park in it if I wanted to. What I need to do though is lower these lava levels just a little bit more. This one over here especially. I just don't want it flooding over. I need to get room so that I can deal with the bots and all the bad things that are going to come out of there.
You also still not making any anti-creeper.
Right, I totally forgot about that. It's just dump. Turn them on because we got a big stockpile of it. Like this, and leave this stone piled up there. This is still way too close for comfort. Let's get our big guy up here. Get our ships in position.
Two other things you have. Are you going to show them the rifts and the dark beam?
Probably not in this video.
Okay.
I think they need a little more work, but yeah, I could have added portals.
Portals. That's the thing I was.
To this one, yeah. But we can save that for next time.
Make it soon. People would want to see it.
They will, yeah. All right, let's see if I can move this guy in here.
There's some unholy chemistry going on there with the acid, the anti-creeper, and everything else going there.
Yeah, a little bit of everything going on in here. Just open the chamber.
Oh, there they go. Here they come.
Yeah, here they come, and I need a line of sight. I need better line of sight for my cannons. I'm glad you reminded me about that anti-creeper. It's provided a little bit of a buffer. Because all these cannons will start shooting at the bots when they come up, which means that the creeper can advance. Now, you can't see it because I don't have a visual turned on for it yet, but this guy actually has a field. This inhibitor has a field around it that has been attracting creeper. That's why it's kind of deep up here. That actually can help me a little bit as well. And you know what? I should go ahead and build the nullifier.
Also, you might want to mention how you're getting upgrades.
Yeah, as we shoot at the creeper, all these little squares that appear that flow back to the ship, that's accumulating this resource here near the center left bottom called Crux. And I have it auto purchasing fire rate upgrades, and like if I wanted to purchase a range upgrade, I can purchase that, and I'll just turn them on to auto so that it purchases them all. The little yellow bar that's filling in from left to right is what you can afford, and when there's more than one set to auto purchase, it will just purchase them in sequence. So I've managed to fully upgrade the fire rate, but I've got range and energy boost and movement speed to still accumulate.
Just for good to show how you change priorities between the upgrades.
Yeah, you can if you are like, so you're like, all right, so all these are going to buy in order in sequence, but I want this one to go first. You can drag them and rearrange them. And this is happening pretty aggressively right now because I'm still testing the game and I don't want to have to play for 20 minutes to get the upgrade. So they come in at a kind of healthy clip right now. And its driver is only the destruction of creeper, but I plan to experiment with a few other drivers for that as well. All right, so I've got this on, right? All I have to do is get close enough.
You left a couple of ships up at the top to protect against the shields, right? To protect the shields. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and there might have actually.
Doesn't seem to be firing.
It repairs.
Okay, it just repairs it.
And should have left at least one of these up here.
That's what I was wondering.
Otherwise, it's going to burn through, and that's not going to be nice.
You don't want to end your mission ignominy.
Yeah.
Having to come back.
Clean that
out.
That
thing is falling down.
It will, yeah. I need to get
Don't.
I need to get line of sight here to it. There we go.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
spoil it for everybody that thing looks like a man with a mushroom on his head.
Yeah. All right, so mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned, because I could now leave this mission and the rift inhibitor's been destroyed in this system, so I can reach other star systems and continue my exploration of the stories and the story arcs that are available in that space, and discovering and picking up new weapons and figuring things out. I could, of course, continue and do whatever I want here. So before we end this, I'll just I'll play around a little bit. You know, I mentioned if this lava were to touch this stuff, it would ignite. So I'll let it do that. So it's ignited this material, which will now burn.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah. And if you want to try to get ahead of it, you're like, oh no, I've started a fire. Let's try to destroy it. So there's a break. That might work. But in this case, the lava is going to continue. The fire also can throw off embers that can catch things on fire. These guys down here, I could continue and destroy them, of course. There's another unit I didn't show because I didn't have to, because I made this mission easy enough. Let's just build him right fast. And if I dig through areas, we should be able to collect these collectible items over here.
I forgot. What is that unit you're building?
That's the bomber, or the spirit,
Okay.
or the
Spirit bomber.
yeah.
It's
kind of your version of the Phantoms. You know how the Phantoms are
player version of
yeah, exactly. The Phantoms can move through solid terrain because they're metaphasic science fiction stuff. You needed a version of that, so that's
we have a Discord member that you drive absolutely crazy with how you pluck things out when it needs, and then he says you don't fully explain it. You never explain it.
yeah.
Metaphasic what?
Well, the words I just used were metaphasic science fiction stuff. But you can reference a number of interesting science fiction franchises, and they have explanations. It's out of phase with normal matter. They tend to use words like frequency, stuff like that. There was some Star Trek, I think, a Next Generation episode about that. Starship got stuck in an asteroid or something. So, all right, we've built that, but let's say, how do you use it, right? So you click it, and then I can hold my action key, and I can draw a path like so. And my little version of a Phantom called a Spirit will fly, and then proceed to do some damage along that path. Once it's at the end, it loops back to the beginning, unless I set it to bounce, in which case it will just go back and forth. I can change the path whenever I want. Of course, it's got limited ammo. It's very expensive to operate compared to the others. It's about 10 times more inefficient than a regular cannon.
What happens if you make that path a circle?
Right, so if we make it a circle-ish like thing, so I've set it to bounce, which means it's going to go to the beginning, go to the end, and then reverse back around.
Can it keep going around the same way?
So there's bounce, but if I set it to loop,
loop is what we want, right?
then I apparently expose a bug. There we go. There it just goes round and round. It goes from the end position back to the first position.
Yes, that's what I wanted. But
which makes
which
makes sense when you're doing a loop.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So it's a way to apply damage to something you can't otherwise ordinarily reach. On the other hand, it's expensive to operate, and it doesn't do that much damage unless
It's a
you've got a whole
nice way
bunch of
also
them.
to collect crux for upgrades, because that little guy is collecting plenty of that.
Yep. There's you've got your turn auto launch off. I can
Oh,
cancel
look at what the fire has done on the right hand side
this
there.
lava. Yeah, this material over here that was pushing a field, it's actually sand. So it's flowed into this. The lava and the fire burned out that cavern, and then this sand flowed in there, which actually stopped the creeper from flowing out. This side that didn't happen because it didn't touch the edge. So but nonetheless, the lava has still contained it here. Otherwise, I would have been in a little bit of trouble. The stuff would have been sneaking around behind me before I even noticed. And this is just, we're at the bottom of the ocean. It really would not want to have to go back up there. In fact, the way to do it, to go up there, I think, would be to
Come through the side and try and
Uh-huh.
get these little what spirits to take out that creeper on the left and right.
which is, I think, totally doable.
Can you generate more anti-creeper at the moment?
Uh, I can increase the rate a little bit if I build a second one of these, because you can see there's some sitting here. This anti-creeper ore that's produced is produced by this unit, and it's got a finite lifetime. It's got a half-life, so it's produced and then goes away unless you collect it. So that's why it doesn't just fill up and up and up into an infinite amount. So you kind of need things to harvest it as quickly as possible. That increased my anti-creeper rate, which is, you're doing good work. Let's take a curved path and straighten it out.
I thought you might want only one of those paths, because the one is narrow, it's easier to defend.
You're right. You're right. It makes more sense to just go after one. Move our guys closer. Really don't need.
Seeing that rock that you're digging there now, it was reminded me, like recently, like maybe over this weekend when we talked, you showed me something that had an adjustable density. What was it? I forgot now. Where you could paint something. Was it painting the terrain that you could set how often it?
The stuff over here is probably what you're thinking about, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
Yeah, you can control, in the editor, you can control the appearance and all the properties independently of each other. So, and there's a whole ton of properties, sand. So all I did was take field sand that has an embedded field, and then change the field to point in different directions. And then I changed the visual to be an animated between two colors and a purling noise background. So that's why it looks like this. But this could be made to look like rock, or like a background image, or whatever.
Looking at this, I have a thought. You know that upgrade panel that's sitting there?
Yep.
Can you have a thing on it, a control to minimize it?
Yeah, it needs to be movable or minimizable or auto dockable. It's the reason it's parked right here is so that it fits on a lower resolution display. But when you're playing at 1920 by 1080, like I am right now, then it probably should have.
It's in a way where you probably really want to not have it.
It should have been over here, not parked up here.
Yeah.
On a lower resolution like 1024 768 display, it has to fit right here. Otherwise, there is no over here. So on little laptops. Okay, so since I'm really overpowered, what went wrong on this mission? I can tell you, I have a bug. When I designed this mission, I didn't have all this stuff. What's happened is in order to play this mission for this video, I hacked things a little bit so that it didn't pay attention to your stash values. Normally, as you play the story, you have the fleet that you have been building from story to story. But I didn't want that. I wanted to set the fleet so that I could do this mission for this video. What it did was it added the fleet to the to itself. So that's why I have more. I have so many wonderful ships. I have 2 of these big ships. I didn't even build the other one, so I can just totally wreck everything.
You're going to start building another nullifier soon?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it built actually.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have to. I've got 2 of those, so I can even pre-build 2 of them. I might be able to get all 3 with one shot, since I've got the firepower to do it. Let's move this guy further down. This guy shoots. Gotta be a little careful here.
Yeah, I was thinking you're going to break out there maybe.
Let's let the bomber do its goodness. Or you know what? The bomber might be good to
Could hit that little narrow space and maybe that'll
do that. And
spirit.
yeah, the spirit. Yeah, so he can get in there and help keep that cleaned up. Let's
nice. Look at that. Wow.
Bounce. Yeah. Help defend that passage. Oh gosh, the emitter's bounced around a little bit. He's probably. I'm not gonna get one shot off that takes all 3. They're too far apart, most likely. If I had a range indicator, I'd be able to tell, right? Yeah, he's drifting in the wrong direction. He keeps drifting right. I know I could do these 2 right here. Maybe he'll bounce. Maybe we'll get a lucky bounce.
You know what I want to tell you is in Creeper World 3, when you moved one of those nullifiers, it had a number on it. You didn't do that in Creeper World 4, but there was a little number that said how many targets it was going to hit.
Yeah. He's moving back in the right direction. Move in. Very good, very good. Get in there. Come on. Here. Yeah, we're going to get all 3. Come on, he's headed away again. Let's do it, do it, do it. Yes.
Hey, there you go. Well done.
Now that should be an achievement, right? That 3 for 1. 3 enemies destroyed with 1 nullifier.
What game was it that you came up with really innovative names for the achievements? It was Creeper World 3, I think. They had nice names, Colonel Sanders or what, I don't know. There was a whole bunch of
there were. They had neat little icons and names. You know what? I can tell this guy to do that. Because I have overwhelming firepower on its way in. And now we can probably go ahead and move him in. That will take care of all of that. Then I can start this business. Now this is a little tricky. This is sand.
Yeah, yeah, but there's no creeper on it, so I think you can just go in there and send the spirit to wipe out the lower creeper.
See what happens.
Put a shield there and put your the sprayers for anti-creeper in there.
I think you might be right. Let's do this. Let's erase it here.
Put a shield there on the other side where you've just dug out first.
Put the shield at the very end, so very little of this thing, because this stuff is embedded in the sand, and if I let much of this flow, it will distribute that everywhere.
All right, yeah, you're right.
So I want to make just a small, say a shield area right here. And then I can dig through. And that's probably enough.
It's leaking.
It did. You see how this leaked down? Because there was, it is, you're right. Plug it up. Oh, let's just get in there before it makes a terrible mess. I need to. All right, take it out. Take it out. There we go. It does, even though it's sand and it flows, I made it so that it doesn't stop ship movement. So you can move your ships through it. It's a weird thing. I just did it for this mission because I could.
What was that thing that you did for this? The sun, something phasic?
The
It's phasic sand or something.
Yeah, some sort of, called it phloem on this side, and I called it flowite on that side. Phloem and flowite. Move our guys over here. So we can do a similar thing over here. Then it's completely, see this side, I don't even have to, but
can you put anti-creeper on that now and it'll flow up or something?
It will, yeah.
On the right side, if you send out your ship there, the
All I do
guy
is
that dumps the anti-creeper.
you come over here, he'll dump the anti-creeper, and this is breeder liquid, which is either type, creeper or anti-creeper.
There you go.
So it will produce.
Look at that slow transit. Oh my gosh, it's going through the lava.
He is, and that's only because I have not made the flowing packets avoid it or be damaged by it. It's only the materialized ship that is damaged by it. There's a million options here, and that's just one I haven't put in place yet. There it goes. It's ignited. So, if I really wanted to win this mission the slow way,
you just sit there and choke it all off.
Exactly. All I have to do is let's build the shield on this side. Dig through. Move our ship in. Fit him through that tiny little tunnel.
You can bring that sprayer back to the other side, so no, it's not needed anymore.
He won't. He's going to be needed over here very soon. This guy's building. As everything comes online, it'll start shooting. There we go. Now he can move in, ignite this, and no more creepers being produced on this map, but anti-creepers being produced. So over time,
in copious quantities.
Over time, it would destroy this. In time. Now the packets have to take the worst possible route to get from the Apex ship to this unit. They have to go. Yeah, they have to go all the way around. We can, you know what? All right, fine. Let's do that. I'm gonna bring up the editor right fast. A little bonus for anybody who stuck around this long in the video, and give myself 3 of those guys and just show you. So with one, I can.
A big change is that the ship has one. By the way, you should say the mothership has one built in these days.
Yeah, the mothership has one built in, so if I build one here, now, in order to build it, the packets have to actually go there. But once built, energy packets and any packets will be able to come from the ship directly out of it. So that's one here. Here come the construction packets. And just as soon as he's done, any moment now, then he becomes the place the packets come out of for this ship, or whichever one is nearest. So that's cool, you say. But what about moving ships? Let's say I wanted to be able to move the ship from here to back here. Quick, let's build another one here. You got to have 2 in order to move ships. One for it to go into and one for it to come out of. So I'd need 2 of them. So let's build 2 of them. At which point, now if I wanted, say, this ship to quickly move over here, he will go in this and come out this one. So he can get between those locations more quickly. Well, it turns out that the gateways themselves are movable. So what if you wanted a gateway to be able to get to another location more quickly? Well, then you need 3. You need 3 of them. So if I had one over here, let's say, this is really neither here nor there. It's just an interesting observation that you get.
While we're waiting for anti-creeper to destroy the
yeah. You get 3 different sort of emergent behavior. You get distribution of energy in packets when you build 1. You get the ability to move ships quickly when you build 2, and now you get the ability to rearrange your network more quickly, your gateway network when you've built 3. So if I want to move, if I wanted to move this gateway from where he is to say over here, if I do that, then the packets are going to go to the nearest portal gateway, come out of that one, and then move here. So you can move portals through portals.
That's like magic.
Yeah, and these are very useful or powerful. So you can imagine in the course of the story that you're going to pick them up sparingly. 1, and then later the second one, and then finally the third one as your reward. But
Can
they
you?
can be.
Yeah, go. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was wondering if that little spirit, where is it working at the moment?
He's down here doing nothing.
So why doesn't he go up and defend that shield at the top there? Oh, that's
go up and do some good work.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
So now we can get these ships up here.
You have a breach there already. The anti-creeper is flying past that field there.
Yeah, it's getting pushed out, so it's just really just a matter of time before this ocean is worked down. All these weapons and anti-creeper working on it.
2.69 million crux that you need to invent a super weapon for.
Yeah, when you've upgraded everything and you've still got all this crux. Exactly. You need a singularity or something. Yeah, look at this. It's just cooking on it.
That's gonna die. Is that empty space there?
It's barely. He's barely trying to get through the wavefronts. Took a little damage maybe, but
send your sprayer ship up there as well then maybe.
Let's see how the sprayer, what route he takes. Okay, he's gonna go here, go in there, and come out here. Smart. No, that's the way to do it. I was afraid he was gonna try to go up and through this, but
your pathfinding is still impeccable. Now move them both to the right, maybe? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, park them on top where they'll do their best work. And I've got another one, so let the little guys get in on it too. These guys, they can join the fun too. Let's see, which way are they going to go? They're going to go in there and come out here.
In Creeper World 2 and 3, no, I don't know about 3 actually, but in 2, pathfinding added extra distance for a path through a detrimental, like
like Creeper. It would try to avoid it unless there was no choice.
But also the other way around for the enemy units. They would avoid anti-creeper if they could.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that in yet?
I do, yeah, and it factors in. So bots will try to go around anti-creeper.
That's why it took the long way instead of a shorter way.
Yep.
And your spirit can go somewhere else again.
To come over here, and all right. So even though I went at the mission kind of backwards,
you did well.
It's still fine. This guy doesn't need to be here. He could come, say, right here. Need that guy there anymore, so he can come there and dig that out, and then yeah, there we go. The last holdouts.
Okay, maybe you can stop it now and show us that you've unlocked something in that galaxy screen.
Yep. Let me just let the last little bit here.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
you're
got the last
vengeful,
little
yeah. You
the
really want
last.
to kill every last ounce of creeper.
I'm probably
There you
not
go.
going to. There's some hiding in this terrain. I can see it here, so I'm gonna leave that. I'll leave that. I won't I won't hunt it down. Okay, so
Okay.
if I now exit the mission, I get a station that gets to rift in from your headquarters, and now this station now projects area out into space, and I can see there's some other star systems I can now visit. Previously, I could only see four. I can see these two
Mm,
extra. So a star base in any one of these systems projects an area around it, and it's not a perfect circle. It's or hexagon in this case. It's occluded by some things in space. You can see these like nebula, these clouds here, and they make it more difficult for the sensors to penetrate. So that's why you see this irregular area. Anyway, I can click one, warp there now, or rift there, and then we see what's there. This particular system is at the edge, so I've not configured any rift inhibitors. As soon as I explored this space, a station was able to rift in. So that's why it appeared, and then it revealed the space around it. I have just for just to show it. I have an editor for making all this stuff. So if I edit, you can see my editing controls, and it makes space transparent, and I can come in and check what happens as I add stations. I can move them around, and then of course still actually fly around and do things, and then view the missions and titles and other stuff. This is how I create this space for the story, and you can see it's a big space. And your idea, make it wrappable, right? So that
hmm
there's no edge. So there we go. So you can always kind of get to where you need to go.
Well, I think that's how space should be. Space shouldn't have an edge.
There should be a torus. These weird computer game toruses where the right, left, top, bottom edges wrap.
That's, well, either that or you just do, is it No Man's Sky that you can just go infinite?
Right, on and on and on forever. Yeah. Yeah, this is ultimately backed by a JSON file, so I didn't want it to go on forever and ever. But there's room for several hundred star systems, each with five,
It's own
six,
little
seven worlds,
missions.
and each world potentially with more than one mission that aren't always visible to start with, but get unlocked over time. So yeah, there
That's
you go.
great.
That's what's going on for December 2023 on Creep World X.